you've been to some fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to me. Sit down, 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 down. With sympathy.
Evening all, evening. Just a quick preview really for the game tomorrow, which in my book is a must win, and I'll get on to that. Now, we haven't won there since 2017, and that is, I think, a major problem, to be honest. Last time we went and won there, we won 5-2 with Monreal scoring, Ozil, Sanchez, and Ramsey, and who's the other one? Who's the other one? I forgot his name. Lack of threat, of course. Oh, well, who wouldn't forget lack of threat? There you go. But let's just have a quick look in the chat. Oregon Gooner, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Great show last night on the American Idiot Show. Fabulous. Great to see you guys have got to 500 subs. Well deserved. Fantastic stuff, mate. Well done. And BVB David Freiburg 2, Borussia Dortmund 4. Good win for you guys. And anyway, big up. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Yeah. So, you know, we don't do well at Goodison Park. Let's get it right. We haven't done well there for a long time. And to be honest, after Man City won again today, that's 5 on the bounce. They haven't lost a game. If we don't get a win tomorrow, they could very quickly be getting out of sight. Because I think this Arsenal team at this point in time is misfiring, and I put that totally down on the shoulders of Arteta. But, you know, we beat Man United 3-1. And let's be fair, Man United are a bloody poor team. Look at what happened today. Losing at home to Brighton 3-1. Fans walking out in the 70th odd minute. Yeah, Man United, man, they're in deep shit. They really are in deep trouble. Will Ten Hag be there, let's say, end of October? I don't know. Something's not right. Something is really not a big problem up there. But we will see. But yeah, we've got to go to Goodison Park tomorrow with absolute intent. We've got to push it. We know what Sean Dyche will do. He'll park that bus. He'll get his midfield, bullying our midfield as he does physically. That's his old philosophy. And they're going to try and counter us. Now, we know that we've got to press. We've got to press, and they're going to sit back and wait for us to come on. That could be a problem. You know, it's cost us before. Dyche has this way of getting over Arteta. He did it when he was at Burnley. Let's not forget that. And he's a shrewd bugger. You know, he's a very, very... He's not an easy manager. And, yeah, I'm got my reservations, but I'm going to go through it. Macy says, what's up, Jez, my friend? Good up to see you, mate. Thanks for coming on. Stan Kroenke, Arteta is the problem. Yep. Well, Stan, you employed him. I think it's time for you to do your job and move him on, personally. But there we go. Darren, nice to see you, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. Arteta will be back to his homeland tomorrow. Yes. Well, yeah, we bought him from Everton, didn't we? Wasn't the greatest of signings in my book. Be honest, it was a panic buy. 5-11 panic buy by Wenger. Never really ripped up trees at Arsenal, to be fair, but you know, it is what it is. Andy, evening, Dr. Jez, evening to you, my friend. Good to see you. And Andy, what an intro. Yes, I love that intro. It's absolutely class in my book. I don't know what this StreamYard thing is up here. I've not seen that before. Don't know what that's about. I'll have to have a look at that. And Stephen, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Big up, Jez. And Mason, your intro is the best, Jez. I think it's awesome. Personally, I think it's absolutely awesome. I didn't make it. It was Connor, CMO, top fella. He's done loads of work on YouTube channels on Kyle Walsh, on other people's channels, Mr. B's, Hive for Football Chat. So it is class. So it is class. No question about it. But anyway, I'm going to give you my view on what I think the team will be tomorrow. If the rumours are true that Saka has a niggle on his Achilles tendon, which was causing issues last year, I wouldn't play him. That's my view. I would not play him. Because if we did it with Jurriën Timber, he's now out for the rest of the season. And I don't want this to become a problem with Saka, because we can't afford to lose this player. But Mikel Arteta likes to get 110% out of every player. And I think at sometimes you've got to sit back and say, no, you ain't playing. We need you to rest. We need this, whatever it is, problem to actually heal itself, or he may need an operation. We don't know. But I hope he doesn't. But I just don't want this to get worse and worse and worse. But I'm pretty certain he'll be starting. And with the way Everton would be playing, they'll be getting the little kicks in, the little clips. Nothing malicious, but you know how they do it. Stepping on your feet. And let's be fair, these modern football boots have got bugger all protection like the old-fashioned leather ones. I've got a concern about that. Personally, I would rather he actually was benched, or not even on the bench. Give him a rest. Give him a rest for a couple of games. Because next week, on Wednesday, we got PSV. I think we should rest him against them. And I also think it's time to mix it up. And let's actually give David Raya a start, because we've bought him. Yeah, we've bought that player. And I think it's time we played him. I think because... Personally, I think Ramsdale's got a little bit soft. I think he's got a little bit too comfortable in the fact he's not going to get a challenge. And, that's never a good situation to be in. Darren Sullivan says we haven't won there because Arteta is soft with his toffees. Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Great point. Considering their nickname is the Toffees. Yeah, fair play to you, man. And Darren says, I can't see Man City dropping a point this season. Yeah, they look pretty awesome at the moment. I mean, they were 1-0 down, weren't they, today, and come back and won it 3-1. So, yeah. How lucky was Spurs? How lucky was Spurs? 12 minutes of extra time, they win 2-1. Jokes. That is jokes. I couldn't believe it. Man United losing, Spurs were losing. I thought, excellent stuff. And no, they win. You can't knock it. I suppose the manager made the right substitutions, taking Son off and all that lot. But yeah, Game Killer, Godfather Jez, good to see you, mate. Yeah, I am head of the Arsenal Mafia now, apparently. BVB David, I reckon you might win there tomorrow, but Arsenal versus Spurs next week could be a close one, though. Yeah, that could be a real banana skin. Macy says Everton will beat us. I'm absolutely worried about them. Yeah, they're funny. I mean, they're right. They're an 18th spot, right? So they're in relegation at this point in time. Early in the season, they got away with it last year, but they've got issues there. But Sean Dyche is the type of manager that gets teams out of that crap. Did it with Burnley, and he's done it before. So Yeah, wouldn't at all surprise me if they get a draw or they take us over. It's the way he plays. And Arsenal, let's be honest, we are not great at breaking teams down that park the bus. We're not, and it can cost us. We get caught on the break, we press too high, our midfield goes too high, and then long ball over the top, a quick play for them, and we're in the shit. And I can honestly see that happening. I seriously can. Game because United have been finished since Sir Alex hit retirement. Yeah, totally agree with you. And never been the same team. When David Moyes went there, no good. And they haven't been anywhere near the levels they were. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, no. Decent player, not much of a manager in my book. And they just aren't recovering from their once great glory days. I think, honestly, will say to you, some of the players that have been signed by Man United, Sir Alex Ferguson would never have signed some of them. Absolutely no chance. And I think the whole thing at Man United is deep bedded in issues. There's uncertainty as what's going on around the club. Is it going to be sold? Is it not going to be sold? And that's the problem. But let's get back to my point. Stan Kroenke says Arteta rate crap players like Saka, but hates superstars like Pepe. Yeah, well, I just don't get it, man. I mean, Pepe gone for nothing. Really? That is just shocking business. We've got a whole 11 players that have gone for nothing. I know we're a rich club, but we're not that rich. We can just throw players away. It's ridiculous, man. Arsenal Manic says, even to you, my friend. Thanks for coming in and watching. And Stan Kroenke, sack managers. Well, Stan, you're the man. Do the work, man. Get rid of him. And David, how are you, mate? Morning, Jez. Hope you're well. Good to see you, fella. Hope the weather's now much improved down in deepest New Zealand. And hat off to Unai and to Brighton. Yeah, Unai Emery, Aston Villa. Who knew? He was a decent manager. Really. I just find it disgraceful, man. David says Brighton did a number of Man United. They certainly did. Brighton, look, I mean, they're a decent team. They are a decent team. I mean, people go on about their manager. I'm not saying I want him at Arsenal. I don't. But with the team he's got, you can't knock it, man, really. Macy says Beto is a dangerous striker for Everton. Yeah. And he's the sort of fella, he's quick. He's the sort of fella that, a long ball over the top catches out our defence. And our defence has not been great this season. Let's put it right. It's not been great. And if Arteta goes with this stupid inverted nonsense, we are in trouble. Let's be fair. That is be fair. But Manny, how are you, man? Good to see you. Even sir, long time no talk. What do you think of the news of Dominic Calvert-Lewin recovering in time to feature tomorrow? Well, that could be an issue, couldn't it? I've heard the rumour he will be possibly in the squad. Yeah. I wouldn't be happy with it, to be honest with you, mate. Quick sweep, getting dry. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's great. I don't think he's the greatest of players, personally, but he's a problem. Let me put it that way. He's a niggling problem. Bit like Saka's niggling problem on his Achilles tendon. Wild Animals, big up, Jez, big up to you, my friend. And Arsenal Manic, David Dundas, Liverpool, Spurs, City, Villa, all comeback victories, but Man United in the mud. Lovely jubbly. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing, isn't it? Massive club like Man United. They are certainly in meltdown right now. Stan says, Jez, do you like jazz? Not particularly, mate. I'm more blues rock myself, into that sort of stuff. And Darren says Brighton are a good team, to be fair, with a very, very good manager, unlike us. Yeah, I mean, right, okay, I'm going to give you my lineup. This is my preferred lineup for tomorrow, right? And I'll be interested to see how far out I am. I mean, I'm going goalkeeper, Raya. I know it'll be Ramsdale, that's for sure. I think Raya may start against PSV on Wednesday. I'm going White at the back, obviously, at right back. I'm going Saliba, Gabriel, and I'm going Kivois at left back. The reason I'm saying that, we need to have a back four. If we're going to go to Everton and we're going to be pressing against a team that's parked that bus, right, we cannot afford to have Zinchenko playing left back, going inverted, ending up on the right wing, like he did against Man United, yeah, at times, yeah, way out of position, which means a player like Declan Rice has got to come back and cover his position. That could cost us big time. They've only got to nick a goal, right? And then we're on the back foot and they'll just shut the game down, because that is what Sean Dyche does. It's a bit like the old George Graham days. 1-0 up, close it down. But, you know, we could afford to then. We had a fantastic defensive back four. But going there, knowing what he can do with their capabilities to actually can get you on the break, that could be a major problem. Manny says Arteta will be the decline of Saka. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to leave and alert teams to his desire to move on. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all, Manny. I want Trossard to start tomorrow, but I can't trust Arteta. Fact, I've actually, from my back four, I'm now going ESR, Odegaard, Trossard and Rice in midfield. I think that's a pretty decent midfield. I think Trossard, he causes major issues for defences and he plays in midfield. I think that would be a problem for Dyche and his setup. But we know it won't be that setup. We know that, unfortunately. And up front, I'm going Jesus and Martinelli. But we know it will be Nketiah. Now, if Nketiah's playing, guys, he's got to really perform tomorrow. But unfortunately, I just don't think he's the man for the job. And as Darren says, agreed, Jez, Ramsdale wants to play the start. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just ridiculous what the possibilities. This guy, let's get it right. This guy, our manager, right, said there's 72 or something different formations in a game. Absolute bullshit. That is, but that's his stupid belief. And that is why, guys, he's probably sat on that touchline or stood, giving all these nonsensical signals, right? That players get confused. They think, what you're doing before the game, you're telling us to do this. Now you're telling us to do that. And it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You don't see Pep Guardiola doing that, right? You don't see other managers doing that. So why does he think he can micromanage? It just causes absolute mayhem, in my belief. Seriously. Luke James says, hi, Jez. Good evening to you, Luke. Good to see you, fella. Darren says we should be winning by 4 or 5 clear goals tomorrow. Yes, Darren, we should, but I don't believe we will, man, because this guy Dyche knows how to shut Arteta's teams down, and too many managers know how to shut us down and then catch us. Darren says, "The Man United have some toxic deadwood." Yeah, absolutely, that club, mate, is in serious trouble. Kartik Cordy says, who's the new Vinay replacement? No idea, mate. That'll be an advert put out by the board, and I might well apply. Might give it a go. You know, I think I could do a bloody sight better job than Vinay and Edu, that's for sure. Tired, good to see you, mate. Big up Jesus. Arsenal Manic says, Jez, Tuchel is kind of destroying Bayern too. Did you see the defending at home to Leverkusen? No exaggeration to say that Leverkusen could have scored a hatful, but he takes off Harry Kane silly. No, I didn't watch it, mate. I didn't. But Darren Sullivan, minus 72 million, Edu. Yeah, class. Well done, Edu. Yeah. Personally, doing business like that, I think management should be fined for it. Because, you know, if I was a shareholder at Arsenal, yeah, I'd be seriously asking some serious big questions. What kind of business are you actually doing? Seriously, yeah, you can. People have got shares. Arsenal fans have got shares. All right, the majority shareholders are the Cronkies, of course. That's why they've got their controlling situation. But there are Arsenal fans that do have shares. I personally haven't, unfortunately. Macy says, I'm finally happy that Vinay is leaving. Yeah, I mean, that guy's an absolute clown. If you look at the business he's done and how he got conned. I mean, dear God, really? You're supposed to be a top-level CEO, right? And you get conned by some Chinese fly-by-night that doesn't even work for a car manufacturer to do a sponsorship. I mean, dear God, you don't get much worse than that. He should have been sacked straight away for that. I mean, that is just beyond. I don't know how the board actually kept him on. I really don't. It's pathetic. But it is what it is. That's Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal since 87. Jez Big I see Deserba being the next Man City manager once Pep leaves. That would be a massive step up. That's a hell of a job to take on. Hell of a job. Andy, do you prefer beer or wine? I prefer... I like both, man. I don't drink a lot of beer. Now, I do have a couple of pints every now and again down in my local pub, but I do tend to be now more into wine, to be honest. I can't drink a lot of beer because, unfortunately, I used to drink a lot of beer, but unfortunately now it tends to, and like, yeah, it's not good. BVB David says, Marshall Manic, I'll say 2-1 Bayern, just about. Is that, are you referring to the Man U game? Yeah, I'm not sure. I may have missed something. Arsenal for the home as for the away match for Bayern. Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. Rye says, in and out quickly tonight. Jez pal, sorry, movie night with the family. Yeah, mate, you go and watch. You go and watch, mate. You can always watch this on playback. Much more important to go and watch movies with your family. Hope you enjoy it. I don't know if you're watching it at home or you're going to the cinema, but have a great evening, my friend. Have a great evening. Good evening, Ian. Good to see you, my friend. Everyone watching, hope you are well and having a great day. Well, have light as normal. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I was just going to say, smash the likes up, people. And I'm just going to say, I think I'm 26 or something, 24, something like that, away from 4.2k subs. So thank you to everybody that's joined recently. And if there's anybody new out there, please subscribe. It does help the channel. Smash the likes up. It gives it more traction. And I don't often say that, but normally other people do. El Turner says, even Jez, hope you're well. Up the Spurs. Yeah, well, fair play to them. They, 1-0 down, come back 2-1. And let's be honest, Spurs are playing some decent football. So next week, when we play Spurs, I know it's not going to be an easy game. And I have now had, because I think you guys may have heard on another channel, my previous channel, the wife and I are going on holiday up to the Lake District next Sunday. So I thought, oh shit, going to miss the game. It's about a 5.5 hour drive. But no, we're leaving at 7 in the morning, so we should be there just after midday. And then I'll find a pub in the village where we're staying, and we can't get into the hotel till 3 o'clock. So I'll find somewhere, even if I've got to watch it my iPad in the car. I'll find somewhere. I am never going to miss an Arsenal Tottenham game. That is for sure. Never going to happen. But yeah, Luke says City look in ominous form. Yeah, I mean, let's get it right. City start slow every season. They don't get in second, third gear till about Christmas. So yeah, and we have got to get a result. We have got to get a result, because if we don't, they'll be out of sight by November, let's say. You know, the way they are. Yeah, I mean, it could be a nightmare for us. Manny says if Ramsdale starts and makes a muck up, he has to be dropped. No excuses, absolutely. I mean, I think Manny lately he's not been great. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think he's been great. I think some of his positioning with some of the goals we've let in has been bloody awful. Really, I do. Look what happened with Matt Ryan's disgracefully treated. Yep, that's Arsenal, mate. Red Bull vodka, don't play Havertz until we 3 up and we can play last 5. Yeah, I mean, did you notice in my lineup, no Havertz? But we know he will start because, you know, we spent 65 million pounds on him. I mean, I wish the guy every success. I really do. He's an Arsenal player now. He wears the shirt, but I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced at all. And we know that my starting two, Jesus and Martinelli, we know Nketiah will start. We know that, but he needs to turn up. Stan Kroenke, do you hate all the Arsenal players? No, I don't. I don't hate any Arsenal players, to be fair to you. I will support any player that comes on that pitch on match day with the shirt on. I'll support them. I may not rate them, but I certainly don't hate them. That is a fact. Even Jez, hope you're well. Even to you all in the chat. Bless. Good to see you, Brenny. Good to see you, mate. Macy, my bet is a draw versus PSV. Yeah, I mean, let's get it right. They turned us over last season, didn't they? We lost away at their place. Karen Patel says, hi, Jez, would you be worried about Tottenham's form going into next? Yes, not the North London derby. Yeah, absolutely, I am. Yeah. They came back from the dead today, and yeah, fair play. You can't knock it. Not happy about it, to be honest, but they're up there. They're in the game, so yeah. Freddie says, yeah, Vin, as in wine. Yes, absolutely. Arsenal Manic says, Newcastle now deep in injury. Looks as if they'll be winning the game 1-0 courtesy of a penalty. Really? They're playing Brentford, aren't they? They're playing Brentford, aren't they? At St. James's. Yeah. But let's move this on a little bit. As I said, you know, we're going to have to push Everton tomorrow. We're going to have to, because we know what's going to happen. We've seen it time in, time out. And I think that is going to be the problem. And it all depends on what players turn up tomorrow. It really is. And good evening, Gooner Gathering. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're looking forward to the game tomorrow. I don't know. Are you doing a watch along tomorrow for that game? But anyway, mate, good to see you, fella. And anybody who doesn't know the Gooner Gathering, go and support and sub to them. Great guys. And Fran Galazzo gets on there. And it's a top show. So go and support them, man. And BVB, David Macy, I was all right at Bayer Leverkusen, but a bit booze. Fucking hell. Marcelo says, good evening to you, my friend. Do you believe the betting companies putting Arsenal fourth favourites for winning the Champions League? Really? I honestly believe we'll get out the group. I do. And if we don't, then that just shows what a shit show club we are. But fourth to win the Champions League with Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, PSG. Can't see it myself. I would love Arsenal to win the Champions League. You know, we've been in the final once, got cheated. Don't care what anybody says. We got cheated, and you know that I was gutted watching that. Anyway, Hot Fuzz 44, mate. What is going on at Man United, fella? Where do I start with United? Every level of the club is finished. People inside the club are confirming this, saying everything is a complete mess. Yeah, I mean, for the biggest football club in English history, honestly, dear God, man. Shocking display. And I think a lot of the problems, Hot Fuzz, is the fact the club is in such disarray. With the Glazers going to sell, are we going to sell? We're going to no, we don't know. It puts so much doubt in people's minds of what's going on. The players must be thinking, well, what actually is fucking going on at this club right now? What is actually going on? Are we being sold? Are they staying or whatever? Is the management, the team management is all cock? I mean, I don't get it. Taib says, Jez, what's your score prediction for tomorrow? I am actually going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I did a poll. I put a poll out before the international break, and 462 odd people voted in there. 73% said it was going to be an Arsenal win. I think... big ups to Hot Fuzz, big up to you, my friend. We have to win. Man City have gone 5 out of 5. They're 15 points, right? We're on 10. So they're 5 points already ahead of us. If we don't get a result tomorrow, then we are deeply, you have to say it's going to be a right struggle to catch them, because after Tottenham, we then play Lons, and then we play Man City. We play Lons in the Champions League. Then we play, I think, is it Man City? Then we play Brentford. I may have got it round the wrong way, but anyway, Paul, big up, Jez. Ten Hag out. Fancy coming to manage United. I'd manage United all day long. I tell you what, my friend, there'll be a lot of changes. A lot of people will be going out that door. BVB David, Marcelo Ferreira, yes, and I suppose Ismail had a run to the final last season, and I guess their bookies that they've just gone all right, but Arsenal are fourth favourites, maybe. Yeah, no, I can't see them being fourth favourites, man. I just can't see it. You know, I'd have to put ahead of Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, definitely Man City all day. They're the holders, man. I mean, so that I'm looking at Arsenal being eighth favourites to me. Ian Barron, Jez, where are you going to at the lakes? We're going to Ambleside, right on Lake Windermere. Never been there before. Never been there. Really looking forward to it. Basically, my wife works for John Lewis, who obviously own Waitrose, and as they have private hotels for their employees and family only, and they're as cheap as chips. Everything's subsidised. So we've been to two other ones down here in the south, but we're going up there. and I've never been up there, so I'd love to go. To be honest, it'd be a fabulous time. I just hope the weather's nice. But yeah, so this was 5.5 hour drive from here, but I don't mind that. I quite enjoy driving. So, and we have a stop off on the way, have some breakfast somewhere. David says, got to say, Spurs having a good run. They are. Yeah, I mean, you can't knock it. Yeah, big up, Jez. American Idiots hit 500 subs today. Yeah. Yeah, big up to everyone for that. I saw that earlier, mate. Well done. Smash the like, subscribe, everyone watching. You can do it, guys. Yeah. Darren says Havertz should be left back in the changing room. Unbelievable. We signed him. Yeah, well, that's Arsenal, man. Just I'm going to miss the North London derby too, but hopefully I can find a pub to watch it. Yeah. Oh, and Anthony, don't forget Tuesday night is the big quiz night. I hope you're swatting it up. Hope you're swatting. It does go right back to 1886 and all the way forward. Guna Gathering, I wouldn't risk Jesus tomorrow. And Ketia starts me. My thinking is Jesus plays on Wednesday. Yeah. I don't know whether. The only thing is I don't know whether Nketiah's got the levels to get through a tight defence. I've never seen him do it, to be fair. If he gets a gap, fair play, but I think we need somebody with that little bit of jinking skill, personally. I'm not sure he's the man for it. Static, hey Jez, hi Static, good to see you, fella. And yes, Jez, we are live at 4:15 tomorrow, mate. Cheers. Yeah, good one, mate. Go and watch the Guna Gathering on their watch along. Marcelo, cheers, Jez. Yeah, cheers, mate. And chin chin. Always a good excuse. David says, oh, really? I didn't watch it. 4th to win 8%, though. Man City at 32%. Well, there you go. Sums it up, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but interesting that what's happening at Newcastle, to be honest. So I know they've got injuries, but I thought they would have done a lot better in their summer transfer. Didn't really do a great amount of business, but they'll be in the mix. I really rate Newcastle, and I hope they get a result today. Be fair, against Brentford, that'd be great. Stephen says the way we're playing, I'm dreading a draw tomorrow. Yeah, mate, if we draw, Stephen, we have got some serious things to look at. We've got to get a result, because at the moment, Man City are doing what we did at this time last season. Yeah, we were walking away with it. And Man City right now, let's be fair, are doing it. So we've got to catch up. We've got to step up and show some bollocks, and do the bloody business. Carl says, fucking hell, missed the notification, fuck's sake. Never mind, mate. You're here now. Happens. Stephen says, hope you had your jabs going up north, Jez. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, Newcastle, man, that's the best place. I know totally on the other coast, on the west coast, Newcastle's on the east, but yeah, it's a great place, man. Great place. Carl says, smash the lights. Yeah, smash the lights up, people. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, it's going to be an easy game tomorrow. I just think it's going to be a bit of a bore fest. I'm just hoping. My prediction. Hey, yeah, give me your predictions, guys. Give me your predictions. I want to know what you think. I'm going 2-1. But put your predictions in the chat so we can have a comparison. Carl Rossi, thank you, mate, for your €5 donation. I am not drunk. I promise, people. Well, I don't care if you are, because at the end of the day, have a good evening. I'm sure you're on the wine anyway. David Carroll says Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans are a Chuckle Vision reboot. Mate, I mean, seriously, I had to laugh. I had to laugh, David, about Harry Maguire's mum putting out a chat. I mean, what? Come on, man. He's a grown man. Can't he handle a little bit of abuse? You know, I get abuse on here, and there's no way I would. I'd be asking my wife to come on here and say, you know, you can't do that. Arsenal Manic, no Pete Hayward, Mr. Miscon, don't have a spare room for you at the Lake District. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, but it's Colton Connor. That's a tricky name. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. Is that the final result, guys? I don't know. I haven't got it on, so I don't know. I hope so. Carl says Oregon do DVS. Yeah, DVS legend. DVS was probably the first person I met on Lee Gunner's channel. Actually, Liverpool top. Are they? Hot Fuzz said to Rossi and another Brian Ackley. Thank you, mate, for your super chat. Last time I went to Goodison was when we lost the Andrew Johnson goal back in 2006-7. That journey home was tough. Yeah, that's the problem, man, going up to Liverpool. It's such a, well, it's a nightmare, isn't it? I'll be going past there next Sunday. I haven't been up to Liverpool in a very, very long time. Another great city, though. You go down to the dockside. It's a fabulous place to go. You can't deny it. Carl says, I certainly am, mate. Good man. Nothing wrong with that. It's a Saturday night. Enjoy. You're going 3-1. Yeah, I'd love to go 3-1. We need to get some goals. We do need to get some goals. That's for sure. Absolutely. Because we're going to get caught out, guys. We're going to get found out. And we've got Spurs up next. You know, they're not. I don't think personally they're as crap as the team they were last season. I think their manager has got them. Yeah, all right. They were 1-0 down, but they came back and they won it, and that's because they ground it out, and that's what teams do. If you're a decent football club, your team will do that. Arsenal used to do it under when we had a proper manager. Did it with Wenger. We did it with Unai Emery. Do you remember the amazing run we went on with Unai Emery? We were sometimes losing games there 1-0, and we come back and win 2-3-1. You know, that's what teams do if you got a class manager. And Joel says, big up, Jez. Do you remember the last time we won at Goodison? Feels like a lifetime. Yeah, 2017. I wasn't there. I wasn't there myself, but I didn't have a season ticket back then. But I gave my ticket up a few years before that because I was just getting despondent with the whole setup of the club. The fact is that to go to, I mean, no disrespect to Everton Football Club. You know, they have been in top flight football. They're the only team behind Arsenal that have been in top flight football, second longest. They haven't been relegated since, I think, something in the 50s, 54, 55. So, you know, you've got to show some respect to them. And back in the 80s, they were a top level club, man. And great question, Anthony. Jez, why isn't Martinelli not scoring? Has he dipped in form? I think he has dipped in form. He's playing well, but he's not playing like he was. And is that because, I question this, is that because he's got Havertz behind him? and I know people, you're going to say this, is last season he had Granit Xhaka behind him. Granit Xhaka wasn't my favourite player in any shape or form, but I have to say he had a great season last season. Bit like, isn't it? Robin van Persie played for Arsenal many seasons, had a fantastic season, and then fucked off to Man United. Just saying, you know, it's the Arsenal way. Frank Stapleton played 78-79 cup final, scored a goal, and then fucked off to Man United. There you go. I'm just saying. Seems to be the Arsenal way of doing things. Joel says, I was there last time we won at Goodison. Sanchez, Ozil were different levels that day. Yeah, well, Ozil actually turned up. He didn't get a headache going above the Watford gap for once. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, I mean, I've given you my starting lineup. We know it'll be Zinchenko. We know it'll be Nketiah. We know it'll be Havertz in the positions that, not necessarily the positions, but in my starting lineup. Yeah. So, Joel says, I don't think they've ever been relegated, Jez. They were in the 50s and then came back in Division 1. I'm talking about Division 1 in the 50s. Every other team, apart from Arsenal, when Arsenal got back in Division 1 1913, every other top flight, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, whoever you want to call it, Man City, they've all been relegated in 60s, 70s. Well, I remember Man United getting relegated in 74. West Ham got relegated in 77. No, sorry, a lie, 78. And beat us in the cup final in 79-80. Big embarrassment there. But, yeah, it is what it is. Arsenal since 87. Jez, would you start Trossard over Saka and bring on Saka? Saka? Yeah, I said this, mate. I would start Trossard from the start. I wouldn't play Saka at all. I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't even put him in the squad. I'd rest him up. I wouldn't play him against Everton. I wouldn't play him against PSV. I might consider him against Tottenham. But I think, you know, if this guy has got this niggly problem with his Achilles, yeah, that I believe needs to be looked at. We've got players we can bring in. We've got Smith Rowe, right? We've got Trossard. Yeah, we can get into a game that we don't necessarily need Saka playing. We don't, you know. He does get, I think, way too much game time for a young fella. Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's a class footballer. He's top class. And he's going to get better and better and better unless he gets a serious bloody injury. If he gets that sodded injury on that Achilles, he will never be the same player again. I've known people, not top flight athletes, admittedly, who've snapped their Achilles going skiing, doing other things, rugby, whatever. They've never been the same again. You snap a main tendon, right? You never get the same flexibility in that tendon. And if that tendon doesn't allow you to move your foot, right, as it should be, the flexicality, you're never going to be the same sort of player. Fact. And yeah, we can't afford that. We cannot afford to do that. But I think Arsenal 87, he'll start tomorrow because Arteta is such an arrogant arsehole that he will start him at all costs. He's done it with other players. Did it with Partey. When Partey was complaining about a problem with his hamstring, pushed him back on the pitch. Disgraceful attitude. Guna Gavin, I think Jorginho plays tomorrow and plays at Havertz. Well, I wouldn't complain about that. I wouldn't complain about that. I actually think Jorginho needs players ahead of. I'd agree with you. I ain't got a problem with that. To be honest, Jorginho, I at this point in time rate a lot higher at this point in time that we're talking about than Havertz. To be fair. Yeah, Darren says Trossard is being wasted. Yeah, he is. Yeah, we bought him. We wanted him. We got him. And now we don't play him. So what the hell's that about? Yeah, simple. Barry says, you're right, Jez. Bring him back for the Spuds game. Yeah, man. You know, look, if you're a top flight manager, right, that Arteta claims to be, you sometimes have to rotate players. You have to do that and think, well, actually, we've got Everton away, decent club, but not playing well. We've got PSV, we should really win at home. But then we've got the North London derby. We might need you for that, big time. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it make sense that you have to rest some of these players and say, well, actually, guys, you're not playing. You're not even in the squad. Stay at home. Don't even come to the ground. Put your feet up, have the telly on, and watch the game. That's the way I would be as a manager. I'm going to say, we don't need you tomorrow, mate. I don't want you to travel. Stay at home, Saka. Get your mum, because you know they've got their house. He lives with his parents. Get your mum to make you a nice roast dinner. Sit on the sofa and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes you have to pop people in cotton wool. And what? As I put that up, it needs a breather. Wrap him in cotton wool. Just as I said it, I picked your comment out, Luke. Fair play to you, fella. Or even more, pop in bubble wrap. You know, but we'll round it up, guys. We really must turn up tomorrow. We've got to, because otherwise we are going to be chasing the pack or chasing Man City. Man City, I think, if we don't get a result tomorrow and they go next week, and we've got a tough game next Sunday, yeah, Tottenham. It's never a given. It's never, ever a given. If we don't get a result tomorrow, and let's say we get a draw against Tottenham, right? We might as well hand Man City and say, well, thanks very much. We tried, and we've fallen by the wayside now. Because they'll get a result next weekend. And they've done, 3-1 today. Yeah, 1-0 down, 3-1. We got to catch them, man. We got to catch them. And if we don't, but we're in trouble. Static says 39 likes. Like and subscribe. Smash them up, people. Smash them up. I know it's a Saturday night, so a lot of people are out doing other things. And fair play to you all. And I hope you have a great evening. Man City are top, Jez, not Liverpool. I didn't say they were. I think somebody else asked Manic in the chat that Liverpool were top. I know they're top. They got 15 points out of their 5 games. And Darren says, Arteta out 10 minutes after the final whistle if we lose or draw. Yeah, that'd be great, Darren. Never going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. I personally will say to you this. The only time he's going to get the bin is if we don't get out the group stage of the Champions League or the last 16. And if that's the case, and if he's still at the club after that, just shows what ambition this football club has. Absolutely will be nothing. David says, good to see you, David. Man City will be the new Invincibles. Ty will have a meltdown. Yeah, fair play. He will. David says, yeah, I've been watching the World Cup, mate. I've actually watched Wales, Portugal today, as I am half Welsh. And it was a tough game, actually, Wales against Portugal. It was a tough game. I'll tell you what, they weren't the walkover that I was actually thinking Portugal would be. I thought we'd be putting a good 45, 50 points past them, but I'm totally proved wrong. And I watched, of course, the All Blacks. And on now, in a minute, is Ireland against Tonga. So I should be watching that one while I have my tea. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't mind a bit of rugby, to be fair. Anthony says, question, Jez, I hope I bring my A game to the quiz. Carl is good, but Kenny on a quiz is untouchable. Yeah, mate, I'll give you a heads up. Just research, yeah, the 40s and 50s. Early days, 40s, 50s. Yeah. Get in there. Get in. And they're not tough questions, but they just make you think a little bit. But if you read up, have a research, you'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. No worries about that. Tony Claude, Gunner TV. Good to see you, Tony. Go and support Tony Claude, Gunner TV. Top fella, great guest on there. Yeah, we are what we are. Sorry, Jez, it wasn't to you. It was to a gentleman who mentioned Liverpool being first, or I may have misunderstood what he said. Yeah, no problem, man. No, that's fine. Big up on the chat from Tony. Good to see you, Tony. And Wales got the W, move on, I guess. Yeah, they got the bonus point, but it wasn't a great performance. A lot of handling errors, David. A lot of handling errors. Apparently, there's been discussions about this Gilbert ball that's not easy to handle. I don't know how true that is. I'm not a rugby player, but there we are. Barry says, you're half Welsh. I'm logging off now. Fair play. Sorry about that, mate. My mum's side. Can't help it. There you go. Ireland versus Tonga now. Yeah, I'll be watching that in a little bit. When is the next quiz, Lee? The next quiz, Arsenal first, is on Tuesday night at, I think, 7 o'clock, if I remember right. Yeah, it's on. Yes, it is. It's 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. Kenny Ken, Kyle Walsh, Anthony Herbert. It is what it is. It's going to be an interest. It's basically right from the start, right from 1886, and goes all the way through. So yeah, it'll be a laugh. And Good Gazza says, "I'm confident tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners." Well, yeah, I think we'll get it over the line. I said 2-1. I've said 2-1. So. Yeah, Tony, I've just said, 2-1, man. I think we'll do that. It's not gonna be an easy game, that's the thing. And I'm just worried about what bloody lineup we're gonna start with and what tactics he plays, because that could really cost us, man. Really cost us. Barry says, joking, mate, love the show. I know you're joking, mate. I know you're joking. Arsenal since 87, Tuesday night, the next quizzes. Yep, can't wait for it. It's going to be fun. And I think it will be quite close. I think that quiz will be quite close. Doing a gathering, part Welsh, part Scottish, mainly English here. There's all sorts here, man. There's all sorts here. Welsh dads inside here, Jez, Stephen Davis. I'm only half. Tease TV. Why does LG hate the Gunners? He doesn't, man. He doesn't. He doesn't hate them. What he wants is excellence. A club that used to have excellence. What we have now is a club that, and a fan base, or a lot of fans, will accept mediocrity. I won't accept mediocrity from the great club that I've grown up with. I won't accept it. We've had fantastic football at this football club. We've won many, many things. We're shit in Europe, let's admit it. And we haven't won a league championship for 20 years, the longest time in Arsenal's history. So that is not good enough. So I will not accept mediocrity. And it's the same with Lee. It's the same with Kenny. It's the same with many, many, many fans. It's not everyone following the narrative that certain channels put out there to accept this bullshit. And we know the channel that I'm talking about. They don't do it. Let's get it right. They don't do it for the love of the club. They do it for the narrative and the support of their channel, and they make millions of pounds with their sponsorship deals, the fact they're tied into the club now, and it's bollocks. I mean, what was their thing? For the fans. They're not for the fans anymore. They don't speak for me. They don't speak for the majority of people that I know. You know, that is not for me, man. That is not for me. It's no. I mean, that's just bullshit. At the end of the day, right? Tees TV 1967-1992. What team finally won the league under what manager? Good point. 67-92. What team finally won the league and under what manager? Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. 67-92. 67. I'm going to go. I could be totally. I mean, I presume you're talking about a Division 1 team. I'm going to go Everton under. I'm trying to think of the manager's name. Howard. Can't think of his name now. Anyway, I don't know. I'm guessing it's Everton, man. But put the answer in the chat because I could be totally out, probably totally wrong. BVD David Carroll score updates on an app and switch between the two. Score updates on an app and switch between the two. David Dunder's sponsors were more important to them than Claude. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. That's how they treat people, man. Anthony Herbert, Jez, you had 2 new subscribers today. I told my nephews about your channel because they watch Lee Gunner. They were shocked I've been on streams with him. Really? Well, I haven't had you on my show for quite a while, mate. Be fair. After 25 years of waiting, yeah, it was Howard. Was it Howard Kendall? No, I don't know. I'm going to go Everton, man. I'm going to go Everton, but there we go. Anthony's gone Howard Kendall as well. I forgot to mention after 25 years of waiting. No worries, man. No worries. Before I wrap this up, quickly, mate, Tees TV, pop the answer. Is it Everton with Howard Kendall? That's my guess. That is my guess. But it is what it is. Sure, yeah. Let's wait to see what the answer is, man. Let's wait to see what the answer is. Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Oh, right. Okay. Shout out from Botswana. Good to see you, fella. Good to see you. We're getting all around the world now. All around the world. Don't keep us waiting, Tees. It's Man United. Matt, of course. Well, what a great question. Man United. Fair play. Under Alex Ferguson, then. Fair play. Great. Well, great question, man. I wouldn't have thought that. Leeds in 92, Cantona. And Jez, the home and away fans all have to vote with their feet. They can and they should. They did it before with Wenger and Emery. It can happen again for Arteta. Mate, look, that's static. It will. If he underperforms massively this season, now that we're back in the Champions League, that everybody said we're back there, this is what we want, blah blah blah. If he cocks it up, man, then the fans will turn. The fans will turn, because this is what everybody's been waiting for since the Wenger era. And yeah, it will happen. And that's when you'll see a mass exodus. And he will have to do either fall on his sword or he'll be sacked. And if he gets sacked, then Edu has to go with him. Facts. End of story. End of the day. It's end of the drama, end of the nightmare, people, end of the nightmare. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't think there's anything else I was going to mention. Yeah, come on, you Gunners, tomorrow. We need that win. It's got to be a win. We can't drop behind too long, because if we do that and we do get behind the Man City for we might as well write it off, man. And then if that's the case, then we just concentrate on the Champions League, which we know he won't. We know he won't. As Darren says, they will be happy with top four again. We are not going for the league. That's obvious from the first 4 games. Good point. Good point, man. Stephen says, thanks, Jez. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining, everyone. It's great to have you all in here tonight. It's a Saturday night. I honestly didn't think there'd be many people watching, because it is a Saturday night. We all like to do different things. But Barry, good to see you, mate. Come on, you Gunners. And David says, great show, Jez. Enjoy your weekend in the Lake Districts. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I've never been. I just hope the weather's nice, because this time of year, I'm led to believe, if it's a bit crap weather, it's very misty, and you can't really see what's going down. So it is what it is. Jez, I want to do a show with you for NLD. Can you join me for one? I can't, mate, because I'll actually be on holiday. I would, but I'll actually be on holiday. I'm going away on the 24th up to the north of England, and I've no idea what the Wi-Fi in the hotel would be like. It could be absolutely brilliant. It could be absolutely shit. I don't know. But otherwise, I would. Jez, Elias is a Tottenham fan. Well, fair play. I don't mind. I don't mind any fans, man. I was on, what show was I on the other night? Tottenham Away show. Great show. I was on there. TJ was on. Fran Galazzo was on there. There's one guy on there. He's about my age. And he's about as arrogant as I am, and I respect him for that. But he just likes to have an argument for an argument's sake, which is bollocks, really. Because I believe if you're going to have a debate, then actually have a debate. Don't just like talk bollocks. But there you go. Never mind. It is what it is. But yeah, Lake District is beautiful. Yeah, I'm just hoping the weather's going to be good, man. Hope it is. Never been there. Looking forward to it. Seriously am. Be a nice 4-day break, to be honest. Yeah, Elias, you'll be happy right now, fella. 2-1 win. Yeah, I'm from Tottenham Away Group. Yeah, I know you are. That guy, your age is Adrian. Yes. Nice guy. He's a nice fella, man. He just likes to have an argument for having an argument. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Yeah, I can be the same, be truthful. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for joining. If you're watching this on playback, splash the likes up. If you're new, please smash the subs. It does help. I think 20 odd something away from 4.2k. That'd be brilliant. I'm aiming, if I can, to get to 5K by Christmas. That'd be brilliant. But we're out of here, people. Take care. And where are we? There we go. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Come on, you Gunners. Get that result tomorrow against Everton. It's important.